All right, guys, so today we're going to be replying to Izzy. We're going to be answering his question of, if God made the world, then who made God? I'm going to play the clip in just a moment, but I just want to say one thing about Izzy. In this video, you're going to notice that he says at the age of 7 or 8 is when he asks the question, and at this age is where he came to the conclusion about his belief in God. Until this day, he maintains this same position. What's funny is Joe Rogan also in the past held to this same sort of sentiment that at the age of 6, he figured out that the whole Catholic Church was a bunch of nonsense, and since then he knew that religion was all a lie. You know, just the arrogance in the statement to say, me, at the age of 6 or 7, when I didn't know how babies are made, is when I was able to conceive and to come to the conclusion of the matter of God, his existence, of Christianity, of theology. Like, how can you say that? Anyway, look, let's play the clip and we'll get into it.
Okay, I remember asking like my Sunday school teacher, well, if God made the world, then who made God? And no one had an answer for me. I asked my parents, and then I asked my housemates, and one of my aunties. I remember I kept on asking for like a whole week, and she goes, "If you keep asking that question, you will go mad." I was like, okay, no, yeah. Then that was when I was like, okay, I don't think these adults really know what's happening. I don't think, because I was probably like 7, 8, but I remember thinking like, no one has it. Like, because I was just like, it's a simple question. I was like, all right, God made the world in 7 days. He created. Let there be light. Boom, Genesis. Whatever verse that is. And then I remember just like asking like, well, if God made the world, who made God? And then no one had an answer for me.
Look, you saw the video, and another thing I want to say is, if Adesanya or Joe Rogan or anyone that's asking these sort of questions are actually serious about finding out, there's so many videos on YouTube answering it already. So many people just in 3 minutes answers every single sort of question to do with this topic. Where did God come from? If God made everything, who made God? That shows me that they're not that serious about this question. They're not really searching. It's not like they've been on a journey for the last few months of researching. They just can't get to the bottom of it. And they've asked professors and called people from around the world. And nah, bro, if you did a quick search, go on YouTube, you find plenty of videos answering your question succinctly. Not a 2-hour lecture, but easy, no problem. Now, let's address his sort of misconception about God, a sort of category error that Adesanya is falling into. This is helpful for us when we talk to other people, right? When we're debating God, we want to define, what do you mean by God? You know, some atheists, or most atheists and people in Adesanya's position, are actually thinking of God as a supreme being within the world. Like, I'm higher than a dog, and God's higher than me in the sense that he's a demigod. He's just a little bit taller, a little bit stronger, a little bit smarter. As Christians, we would say that God is the uncreated creator of everything, the creator of time, space, and matter. Therefore, he who has created time, space, and matter is not inside of this existence. If you look at a house that's being built, it's got a concrete slab, it's got gyprock walls, it's got a timber frame. You know that it's being built. You would never look inside of the wall. You're not going to look for the builder inside of the gyprock. You're not going to look for the builder inside of the tiles in the bathroom. He's outside of what he has created. Now, if God is outside of time, space, and matter, that means there is not a point in time that he was created. We look at the book of Genesis, and it says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. See, time, in the beginning, time, God created the heavens, space, and the earth, matter. You got your three at that exact sort of same moment, all came into existence. And in the prologue of John's Gospel, the first chapter, it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning, and all things were made through him, and without him nothing was made that was made. We see that God, we're even talking about the Word, like the Son of God, the second person of the Trinity. existed from the beginning, and all existence, all creation came from him. He is not an item that is created. He is not an item that is coming into existence. He is rather the source of existence itself. When Moses talks to God in the burning bush, God identifies himself as I am who I am, or I am the existing one. He is uncreated. He is the reality in which existence comes from, the existing one. So to ask who created the uncreated creator is as nonsensical as asking if my car has emotions, if my car gets happy when I turn on the air conditioning. Like, it's a machine, it's a car. It doesn't have feelings. Okay, it doesn't compute, doesn't make sense. So as Christians, we would say we don't believe in a created God. Our God isn't a God that has been created. No, we worship the uncreated creator. He is self-existent and the source of all that exists. Now, I was watching John Lennox talk about this topic, and I'm going to link the full video in the description. John Lennox was talking to a scientist about this, and the scientist was saying, how can you believe in a God that you don't understand? How can you talk about a God that's outside of time? Like, what does that even mean? How does this work? Immaterial, and what's this? And John Lennox says to him, he goes, you're a physicist, right? He goes, can you tell me what is energy? And the guy said, no, I can't tell you what it is. I can tell you about it, but I can't tell you what it is. He goes, can you tell me what consciousness is? Again, he couldn't answer the question. I looked this up just to make sure, and scientists until this day cannot say what the essence of energy is, nor can they explain what the actual thing of consciousness is. They can't explain them. They can talk about them, they can describe them, but they don't know what they are. Now, logically following this, how can you therefore say the God that created energy and the God that created consciousness is therefore easily to be understood? It wouldn't make sense that we are able to comprehend him. And so guys, I hope that made sense, that asking the question of if God made everything, who made God, cannot go on indefinitely. We cannot just answer it by saying it, oh, so this person made God, and then who made him, then he made him, and then you're just going to go back. Even if you can go back 10,000 positions, it is still not answering the question. There has to be a first creator that is uncreated, an unmoved first mover. So I hope this made sense. I know it does play with the head a little bit, this concept, but at the same time, it also isn't such a complicated question. If you guys like the video, please share, please subscribe, help the channel, and keep sending in your things, what you want me to answer. I'll do my best. And go watch the links in the description of the other videos, you guys. God bless you. I'll see you in the next one.